This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. NCN Sports is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. And by Teammates Mentoring. Join the team, be a mentor.
Two of the best guards in Class B, two of the best bigs in Class B. Sign us up for the final game of the regular season. The 10th-ranked Platteview Trojans and the Crete Cardinals. He's Chase Wilkinson. I'm Jake Bartecki. Proud to be at Crete High School with News Channel Nebraska. Chase, you look at this game. Obviously, districts are all set. You've got both of these teams knowing where they're going to be next week. What's the message from both these coaches to make sure they take this one seriously tonight in the last game of the year?
Well, it's definitely a big test for both teams, going into postseason play to kind of see where their team's at. Platteview has won 7 of their last 8 games, and Crete's kind of hanging around, winning 2, losing 1. But this is a big test at the end of the season to see where they're at and also just, get another game under your belt.
Not going to be our key players, but I want to talk about the bigs in this one. Levi Ekwe, Oliver Oglesby. What are you looking for in that matchup tonight?
Well, it's size on size. They got 6'8" frames. They're very good inside the paint. They're going to be trolling there all night. Keep an eye on the paint for a good matchup all 4 quarters.
All right, let's take a look at our key players now. We'll start with the home team Cardinals. Carter Resney, leading scorer a year ago in Class B, and he hasn't missed too many steps this year as well, 21 a game.
Yeah, 21 a game, like you said, shooting 43% from the field. He can light it up anywhere across half court. I mean, he could do it all. He's a creative finisher. So if you're Platteview, you got to keep an eye on number 4 at all times.
And keep a camera on number 4 as well tonight. On the flip side for Platteview, the visitor, Owen Truffle's very similar style of play.
Yeah, very 6'4", another big frame. Also, like you said, he's going to be patrolling the paint as well. He likes to get in around the paint and get his layups and good buckets inside. And Coach Schliemann also said that's where he's best at.
We're going to see a good battle tonight. Platteview making the trip to Crete. It's a day late, but it's all the same level of excitement. He's Chase Wilkinson. I'm Jake Bartecki. Our Custom Sports pregame continues next.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a Teammates mentor. I've heard Teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates helps students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
They're back, and so are the President's Day savings at Shavers. Celebrate with deals on top brand appliances like Maytag, Whirlpool, and KitchenAid. From sea to shining sea, Shavers is the place to be. Savings is the word on all quiet KitchenAid dishwashers, loaded with features like Pro Dry for a quiet clean. Now with free installation on select models after rebate. Head on into Shavers for President's Day savings going on now, 48th and R. Lincoln.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
It's Ram Truck Month at Woodhouse Ram. Receive 0% APR for 60 months on our full lineup of 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorns, backed by 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Visit us in Blair or Bellevue today.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries,
online or in-store purchases,
and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Let's get to know these two teams we're about to watch tonight a little bit more on the academic and geographic side of things. It's our school spotlight segment. Platteview are the Trojans out of the Trailblazer Conference, an enrollment of just shy of 300 at 291 out in River Country, and they are in the NSAA's second district. The home team, the Crete Cardinals, with a record of 15-7 on the basketball floor this season. They are, of course, out of Crete. They are the Cardinals out of the Central Conference. 549 the enrollment out of NSAA District number 1. That's our school spotlight on NCN.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries,
online or in-store purchases,
and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Must be Jersey night here in Crete. Student section filling in for the final regular season game of the season for both of these squads. As we alluded to in our opening segment, a day late, Mother Nature pushed us back to Friday, but Chase, no problem with us.
No problem. Still get some basketball on a Friday night. There's not much better.
Well, what did come out yesterday were district assignments, and let's talk a little bit about those because they did. Points ended Wednesday. Points came out.
Yes.
Districts came out yesterday. So out of the B5 district, the 10th-ranked Trojans, they're in Wahoo's district. They will take on Pius on Thursday. On the flip side of things, for Crete, they are going to play Wayne next Thursday, and they will get the winner of Scottsbluff or Blair and Lexington. And Scottsbluff, the number 1 seed in Nash district. What do you think of those two?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, those are two powerhouses in that district, and it's a pretty tough sub-district to go into. So the key for here tonight is, you know, kind of work out those kinks, try to get those little mistakes out of your system so you're ready to go for next week.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, we are getting ready to go here from Crete. Again, Crete comes into the record of 15-7. They are in off a win, 64-44 against Lincoln Northwest. Platteview in off a 56-46, come from behind win over DC West. We'll step aside for the national anthem. Starters next on NCN.
On the go and need a fast break? Speedy Mart is your playmaker. Swing in, grab a quick bite, a refreshing drink, and fuel up fast so you can get back in the game without missing a beat. With plenty of parking, speedy pumps, and shelves stocked with all your favorites, Speedy Mart on South 72nd Street, Papillion, keeps you moving. Whether it's food, fuel, or a friendly smile, make the winning move. Stop at Speedy Mart today.
Get behind the wheel of America's favorite truck with incredible offers available now at Woodhouse Ford. Lease the F-150 for $389 a month or save up to $15,000 off MSRP. Shop in-store or online today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Schaefer's, we're more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
John Henry's is now offering electrical service. Our service professionals have been helping with plumbing, heating, and cooling in Lincoln and the surrounding areas for more than 25 years. Now, we're proud to offer the same level of professionalism in our new electrical service. From a whole home rewire to adding new outlets or electric car chargers, John Henry's can be your one-stop shop for all your home's needs. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Our family serving yours since 1996.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Crete Public Schools, College Heights Country Club in Crete, and by Bank of the Valley. Visit one of their locations or check them out online at bankofthevalley.com.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups in this one. Let's first go to the Platteview Trojans, who again are 10th in our News Channel Nebraska rankings. Here's how Brad Schleman's going to line them up. Owen Truffles, Quinn Smith, Sully Vandesal, Sam Steele, and Levi Ekwe. We talked about Truffles during our opening segment, Chase. I want to focus on Ekwe here. He has some big shoes to fill, and he's done a nice job there. Replaces Ryman Ziebert, who's now a tight end at Stanford. He's done a nice job, and there's a good look at him.
Yeah, absolutely. The 6'8" frame, like we talked about, he's going to be a force inside. Long. All of Plattview's roster has really good length and size, so he's going to be patrolling the paint for them tonight.
And he averages just shy of a double-double per game, 9 points, 9 rebounds per game. It's almost a little surprising. You see Ekwe on the floor, and you don't expect him to necessarily only score 9 on you. You might think more of that, but Brad Schleman's very confident that he has gotten better and better throughout his career.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he's been getting better and better throughout the season as well. He's been a vital piece for this offense and in terms of defense, blocking some shots, grabbing in those rebounds, and he's definitely someone they can count on.
Quite a video intro we see here at Crete. Always fun to come here and get the whole atmosphere. You come out to a Crete game, you get the full experience.
Absolutely.
There's a good look at the Cardinals. Let's see how Tony Siski is going to line them up tonight. 64-44 winners their last time out. Paxton Stone, a senior who will celebrate his senior night tonight, gets the start along with Carter Resney and Tennyson Siski, Alexis Mora, and Oliver Oglesby. Guess what they all have in common, Chase?
What?
All seniors.
All seniors. So senior night here, that's pretty special. It's a big night for these 5 and the families. So it's going to be a big night and a big test for them. Let's see how much the starters will play tonight, too.
And again, that is because districts have been set for both of these teams. Wild card points wrapped up on Wednesday, but talked to both coaches, and they both told us they're treating this like a sub-district or district final game because they want to be ready for when that scenario arises coming up in a week, less than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest thing, too, is getting to the postseason. Both coaches want their teams 100% healthy.
So again, the starting 5 for the Trojans: Troffel, Smith, Vandestal, Steele, and Ekwe, Stone, Resney, Siski, Mora, Oglesby for Crete. It's Ekwe and Oglesby, the two bigs for both sides taking the opening tip, and it is won by Platteview, and they're going to call a quick over and back here. And there you see a quick turnover just 4 seconds into the game.
Yep, Steele just grabs that tip and throws it across the court. That's going to be an early backcourt violation right there, so it'll be Cardinals' ball to start.
So Alexis Mora will inbound in front of Brad Schleman, the Platteview head coach of 3 years, 14th season at Platteview, third as a head coach, and he's had a lot of success. This program has been very, very lucky to have a lot of good players, and they're looking to find their way back to the state tournament. Early turnover for the Cardinals, and it turns into a good look down low for Brooks Peening, and he couldn't find the bottom of the rim.
That's exactly what they want to do, though. They want to move quick down the court and try to get some fast break points.
Quick release jump shot by Tennyson Siskey wouldn't go. Crete shoots it at 42% this season. Platteview at 44%. Just some pretty good shooting numbers for both sides. Away with it at the top of the key. Quick dish to his left. He was able to find Van de Staal, who lost the handle, and 2 early turnovers for Platteview here. A minute gone by here in the first. Resny to his right, to Mora. And the pass taken away. Quinn Smith with the steal. He averages 1 per game, and he throws it up the floor, and Van de Staal didn't have the angle on the right-hand layup.
A couple of missed opportunities there from Platteview. Also missing 2 left-hand layups, and you see another one there.
So we've gone just under 90 seconds without points here in the early going.
It's been a fast 90 seconds.
It has indeed. Not many stoppages except for 4 seconds into the game. Now a steal, another Platteview turnover. Carter Resny lays it up and in. Leading scorer of everybody we'll see tonight gets the opening bucket. That seems fitting.
We know how good he is on offense, but also getting a clutch steal there, opening up the points for the Cardinals.
Over 6 steals per game for the Cardinals this season, and Owen Truffles are 2 key players with the first 2 buckets of the ball game. Truffles answers to tie it up at 2.
Now you see them starting to slow it down a little bit, maybe getting a little too antsy to start.
Siskey flips one to the near side. Alexis Mora left open for 3. In and out. Mora 18% from beyond the arc this season. Crete as a group, hair below 30%. Low scoring first quarter. 2-2 the score. Ekwe, he is not a decoy from deep. Missed it off the back iron, and Resny grabs the rebound. Resny with it. Again, leading scorer in Class B a year ago. Nebraska Wesleyan basketball is in his future. Up the floor is Truffles, who passed it off left. Found Van de Staal. Dropped it down to Ekwe. Hook shot off the mark. Good defense by Oliver Oglesby. And you mentioned the physicality that those two are going to show tonight with that matchup, Chase, and that was good defense there.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams getting some pretty good looks from inside early on here, but just not able to capitalize. We're tied at 2 still.
Buckets by Truffles and Resny, leading scorers for both teams. This is Owen Truffles with it at the top of the key. Truffles drives. He's missed 3 layups, now 4 to start this ball game. Good defense from Tony Siskey's group, and they've got a chance to get out and run, and Resny goes right to the rim to lay it in, and it's a 4-2 ball game, all by favor of Carter Resny.
Yeah, you can't give Resny a lane to go drive down to the hoop. Easy right-hand layup for him, and he's heating up quick here for the Cardinals.
Quinn Smith towed the baseline and worked it back to the corner. This is Van de Staal with it. Second leading scorer for the Cardinals this season with 13 a game, and a push out of bounds here against Oliver Oglesby is our first foul of the ball game with 4:21 to go in the first.
Yeah, those guys are battling down there, right in the paint. You see Ekwe try to go baseline, and Oglesby wasn't allowing that to happen. Picks up his first foul.
First substitutions of the game as well come in off the bench for the Cardinals. In for Crete, Landry Kuntz, as well as Brooks Peening. Ekwe drove middle of the lane, kicked it back to his left to Peening. Now this is Truffles who drives and puts it up and in. Owen Truffles with all 4 for Platteview. Carter Resny with all 4 for Crete with 4 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, Truffle hits that 10-footer, finally settling in.
Back the other way, 3 up and good. Brooks Peening off the bench with the first make for either side from beyond the arc. And Crete with their largest lead of the game here at 3 points.
Well, that's a way to come in off the bench, hitting the 3 right away, first possession. It's a good start.
He does have 3-point shooting ability. So does this guy, Sam Steele. From the corner, the sophomore knocks it down. And we're tied at 7 as these two teams continue to just mirror each other in the first.
Absolutely. We talked about how even the matchup was, and we see it right here. Both teams started out missing some easy buckets. but now they're just matching bucket for bucket here.
And a turnover up top and back the other way. A foul going to be called in pursuit. Quinn Smith with the steal and the lane to the bucket, but he is fouled to prevent what would have been a very easy bucket for the Trojans. The foul against Carter Benish for Crete.
Actually, good steal there by Quinn Smith. Able to get it, gets tripped up in the process, so he'll sit out right now.
Osborne into the game. There you see Quinn Smith, who had the steal. He'll take a breather here as Smith, the sophomore, checks in for the first time. It's a quarterback in football for the Trojans. Here's Ekwe. Dropped it down to Osborne. So the Trojans try to get something going. Tied at 7. Deep three here by Truffles. That was well contested. And Platteview 0 of 2 from deep to start the game.
Trying to get a down low to Oglesby inside, and does.
And there's the double team that you'd expect against Oglesby. Benish for 3 left it. It's a little long, and the rebound, a long one by Will Osborne. Our first quarter tonight brought to you in part by John Henry's, our family serving yours. And speaking of the first quarter, Platteview with their 4th turnover of the first quarter, Chase.
Yeah, that's definitely something that Coach Schliemann will talk about in the upcoming timeout, is taking care of the basketball. Don't want to give, Crete any opportunities or more possessions, so definitely something you want to take care of.
Both teams average 10 turnovers per game, and very even numbers when you look at the stats. I mean, points per game, Platteview 55, Crete 56. I mean, and you're seeing it right now in a game that hasn't been separated by more than 3 points, even though it's early.
Right.
Here's Benish looking to give Crete a 3-point lead. He missed his last 2 3-point attempts. And then it was Peening to try to tap at it to find the bottom of the rim and couldn't.
Good effort there by Peening going up against Ekwe, too. That's not an easy task to try to get an offensive board.
3 was way off the mark by Osborne, but put back up and in by Sam Steele. And Steele with that bucket becomes the game's leading scorer with 5. Up the floor, a whistle and a foul against Sam Steele after the bucket. That is his first and Plattview's second foul of the game. So Smith will check back in for Crete. And we'll have an inbound here for the Cardinals made by Brooks Peening. Ball bounced into play. Taken up the floor by Braden Kent, the sophomore. Peening with a lane to the hoop. Threw it back out to Benish, and that was read perfectly by Van de Staal. And Van de Staal loses his footing up the floor and bounces it back to his right to Smith.
It's the second time Van de Staal kind of lost his footing here in the first quarter.
Truffles with the shooter's touch on the hook shot, and he has 6 here in the first quarter. Truffles, last time out, 21 points against DC West, and another missed 3-pointer here by the Cardinals. Back the other way with a lane to the basket, and the finish, Quinn Smith.
That's great ball vision right there, getting it down the court quick, a little fast break points, and going up by 6 here with a minute remaining.
13-7 in favor of Platteview, and it is a 9-0 run for the Trojans as well. Ekwe with a partial block and a long stretch pass up the floor, and Van de Staal, even with the steal attempt by Oglesby, finds the touch, and it's an 8-point Trojan lead.
See, that's in a blink of an eye. That's how quick they can extend their lead. 2 fast break scores right there from Platteview.
Back the other way, and a miss. Truffles throws it up floor to Van de Staal. The stretch pass down to Ekwe. The up fake by Ekwe. The foul by Oglesby. And Levi Ekwe is going to the line for a pair.
That was a good head fake there from Ekwe, able to get both defenders with that. Then eventually you see Oglesby just have to foul and send Ekwe to the line for 2.
Ekwe, not a great free throw shooter, just 52% on the season and a hair above 50% on his career as well. First one here is good.
You see Platteview going on this run at the end of the first.
Pretty clear there from Oliver Oglesby.
Absolutely.
34 seconds, 33.8 to be exact, remaining here in the first. Platteview, 65% as a team at the line. And Ekwe goes 2 for 2 on our first free throw attempts of the night.
Now, if you're Crete right here, you definitely want to slow it down. Last chance opportunity Keep the last possession, able to get a quality bucket, run through your offense, and just try to find an easy layup.
At the top of the key for the Cardinals. Pass off left to Benish. Benish dishes to the corner to Brooks Peening. Carter Resney in the opposite corner, guarded by Quinn Smith. 3 on the way, up and off the mark out of the hands of Dish, and now a throw up floor here by Sully Vandestall at the horn is off the mark. And that brings us to the end of quarter number 1. A 13-0 run for the Trojans to wrap up the first, and they lead by double figures, 17-7 at the end of 8 minutes.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
A 10-point advantage for the Platteview Trojans as we get the second quarter underway. Chase a 13-0 run to end the first with buckets by a bunch of different players. What changed other than just spreading the ball around?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they took advantage of Crete's turnovers. You know, they turned their defense into offense just like that. They moved down the court quick after turnover, long passes, and just able to get easy layups. And that's how quick, you know, Platteview and Crete can get on a run here.
Brooks Peening had the open look from the elbow, thought, why not? And then Ekwe chasing the rebound, puts his toe on the baseline right in front of the official for the turnover.
Ekwe could have just let that one go, lived to play another possession, but instead that gives Crete another opportunity under their cup to try to get some points.
There is Carter Resney, who's found double figures in 21 of 22 games this season. Scott Catholic, the only one where he didn't find 10 or more. Jabbing with the right foot, lost his dribble, did Braden Kent, and he bounces one over to Alexis Moore. You got to see more movement, I think, here for Crete as Mora throws one out of bounds and right to Truffles off the turnover.
There's another turnover there, and they're lucky that Plattview's not moving quick down the court. Never mind, they're going to take an early shot here.
Vandestall with the 3. The Trojans now 0 of 3 from deep after the miss, and a shot up floor here, and a foul against the Cardinals coming back in transition. And this is going to give the basketball back to Platteview as the foul for the Cardinals goes against Braden Kent.
Yeah, you see there, that's kind of in football terms, that's offensive pass interference. Trying to get position to grab that ball on the deep pass. Gets a little separation with a push, and their refs are going to call that a foul every day.
6th turnover of this first half for the Cardinals, and then Ekwe couldn't handle the pass, and the second time he's had trouble right near the sideline.
Just looked like both teams were moving too fast to start out both quarters. And that introduces sloppy play, some turnovers. We've seen a lot of those tonight already. Definitely just want to slow the pace down for both teams.
Much of what we've talked about, especially during our pregame show, is that both of these teams know where they're heading for district play. And, you know, you might not see your regular players out there tonight. What about your regular offense and running your normal stuff? I mean, could that be part of it here that's leading to these turnovers? Because, right, this one doesn't count right now for the district standings, but you get an opportunity to run some stuff in preparation for the postseason.
Absolutely, and it's a great time to, trial and error. Try some new offensive play schemes out, but also going back to the basics and make sure that you know what you're running and you run it to a T.
Resney with a tough three-point shot from the corner. Didn't go, but Crete is able to secure the offensive rebound. Paxton Stone drops one down to Tennyson Siskey. Siskey sat for a while in the first quarter, and another turnover here. The takeaway by Vandestall. Left-hand layup won't go, and Mora comes flying in for the board, and he drops it off to Resney. Crete with numbers up the floor. Transition 3. Tennyson Siskey Good to go. 10 out of 10 for number 10.
Good playmaking there from Carter Resney, able to get it down the floor quick, finds a wide open Tennyson Siskey for an easy three.
Looking to answer on the other end and doing just that in transition is Quinn Smith. He makes the first three-pointer of the game for the Trojans, and it's a 20-10 game.
We talked about mirroring each other teams. These teams are so alike in many different ways, and they're just matching point for point in the same way.
Quinn Smith to Vandestall. Fade away from the wing, and he airballs this one out of bounds. Not sure that's a shot Brad Schneeman's going to love there, and he's looking to his bench.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely want to get a better look, than a fading away mid-range shot. But as you see, Quinn Smith's going to take a seat there for Platteview.
Carson Marshall checks in, the senior. Our second quarter night brought to you in part by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. 5:33 to go here in the first half. 20-10 in favor of Platteview. Three from the corner. Benish left it short. Ball deflected out of bounds. And again, Platteview unable to secure the rebound. And this is going to stay with the Cardinals.
Yep, and these are a big killer. That's just giving Crete another opportunity right next to their basket, to try to set up another play or get another opportunity right there.
Quinn Smith to the dish inside. He lays it up and in. So that gets it back to a single-digit deficit for the first time in the second quarter for Crete. Again, the Trojans ended the first on a 13-0 run, and the shot going to be waved off here by Owen Truffles with a foul before the shot. It's Paxton Stone on Crete.
That's a pretty good matchup there. Stone and Truffles, pretty physical one there. Hard-earned foul. Made the shot, but say it was on the floor.
Levi Ekwe had a lot of defenders around him, and he couldn't get the shot off. Platteview able to maintain the possession. Vandestall inside of the right block. Layup up by Truffles. Second effort is up and good, and Owen Truffles up to 8 points in the ball game with his first bucket of the second.
Yeah, you said it. Great second effort there. Not giving up on the play after getting blocked. Gets the rebound and puts it right back up and in.
Owen Truffles, one heck of a football player as well. An Iowa Western commit to be a wide receiver. So three is up from the top of the key by Mora. Wouldn't go. Unable to handle the rebound underneath was Steele, and it led to two more for Dish.
And it's those second chance opportunities that are killing Platteview right now. Crete able to just get a steal right away after rebound and putting it right back in. That's what's keeping them in this game right now.
Crete 2 of 10 from beyond the arc, 7 turnovers. They haven't shot any free throws either. Levi Ekwe might have been the intended target there. Truffles gets in the way and rips it back right for Marshall. That three off the mark, and Dish grabs the rebound. Dish going coast to coast. Drops one back to Benish for three. That one too strong. A battle for the rebound won by Sully Vandestall. And then he loses it on his way back up the floor. Tennyson Siskey with a takeaway. Dish wide open. What a second quarter here for Caleb Dish. He's got all 6 in the frame for the Cardinals, and it's a 6-point game.
Right place, right time. That's the second time in a row that the ball just popped into his lap and able to put it up and in.
Sam Steele driving in, and he gets fouled and will go to the free throw line. Alex Mora underneath the basket. The foul is going to go against Benish, though. It was the help defense there for the Cardinals. So Steele will go to the line. This season, a free throw shooter of 70%. It's the best clip on the team for the Trojans, but he misses the first. Right there.
And you're going to see more of this bigger rotation and substitutions. See Crete subbing in 3 new players right now. I mean, he did get ball, but
he did.
He also got all of his arm as well.
Stick around for our halftime show as well. Brought to you in part by RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven. That's RMV Construction, located in Kearney and Lincoln. Steele goes 1 for 2 at the line, and Plattview's lead is back up to 7. We got a timeout. We'll take one with them. 3:29 to go in the half. It's the Trojans 23, the Cardinals 16.
Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Big ideas, bold graphics, Quality products you're proud to wear. That is Custom Sports. Custom Sports, custom graphics, quality products, and timely service you can count on.
Welcome back to Crete High School. 23-16 the score with 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go until halftime. Do you have a favorite jersey down there in the student section, Chase?
Oh, it's hard to beat Bobby Boucher.
That's a good
and
one.
The Mud Dogs.
That's a good one. I got to say, I'm a hockey fan, so I do like the Boston Bruins sweater.
There you go. Yeah, those are, I don't know, the North Carolina one at the end, that one's good too.
That is very good as well. Back to the action here with the Cardinals trying to claw their way back into this game. It was a killer, the 13-0 run by Platteview to end the first quarter. And a foul here against the Trojans on Sully Vandestall, who picks up his first. Been letting them play a lot, but starting to tighten this thing up a little bit are the officials.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, and a lot of points being thrown at us for this first quarter and a half. So you're going to start to see some more calls progressively throughout the game.
Thinking about a step-back three is Mora. He thinks about it and makes it, knocks it down, and we've got a 4-point game.
Back to a 4-point game, like you said, and that's the momentum back for Crete. You see the student section all rowdy. Everyone in the gym knows that the game is not over.
Sam Steele drives in, and
push-off.
Offensive foul, a push-off here by Steele, his second foul of the game, and now the Cardinals have a chance to make this a one-score game.
Absolutely there. You see the defenses start to lock down too. Crete able to get a stop there or get the call for an offensive foul.
Back to the top of the key, Siski to his left to Brooks Peening. And it goes back to Siski. He has a three-point make, one of three for the Cardinals so far tonight. Braden Kent on Vandestall. Back to his right. Kuntz will try from deep, knocks it down, and it's a one-point game.
Couple back-to-back threes here for the Cardinals. Feeling good from behind the arc now. Finally got in a groove.
Truffles to his right to Steele. Steele hands it off to Truffles, who has 8 points in the game, but only 2 here in the second quarter. Drives in and gets fouled, so free throws to come. Stick around for our halftime highlights as well, brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their locations in Lincoln and Grand Island.
That's why Truffles is so hard to guard. His 6'4" frame, just able to get to where he wants to, gets to his spots, and you have to foul him to stop him.
Missed the first free throw, a rare miss at the line for Truffles, who is 66% on the season, so he makes about 2/3 of his free throw attempts. You highlighted it during our Custom Sports pregame, a big frame at 6'4", 195, and he goes 1 for 2, knocking down the second. 9 points in the game for Owen Truffles. Trojans lead it by 2, 24-22. Ball dished off left. Peening inside to Stone. Straightaway three on its way. Peening dead on but strong. And a wrestling match for the rebound in the far corner. They call a whistle here. Ekwe hits the deck, and they're going to give this back to Crete.
Even though they didn't get the possession, good effort there by Ekwe, able to get on the floor, dive for the basketball. You'd love to see that.
Peening will inbound from the corner and gets it into play to Braden Kent. Kuntz hit a three, last offensive possession for Crete to make it a 1-point game. Thought about pulling for another one there, but he backs it out and allows the Cardinals to go to work. It's been a big second quarter for Dish. Tried to make it bigger with a three there. Couldn't do it, and then the deflection is off the foot of the Cardinals, and Kuntz kicks it back to Truffles, and that's going back the other way to Platteview.
How about that acrobatic play? Tips it away, keeps it in bounds. Off the feet of Kuntz. Wow.
balancing act while hauling in the possession and doing what he wants with the basketball. Kind of sounds like a wide receiver of sorts.
Absolutely. Pretty spectacular play right there from Truffles.
And a wide receiver commit to Iowa Western is Owen Truffles. He drives in and draws contact and will go back to the free throw line for the second time in as many possessions.
I mean, this got done talking about it. He's going to get to his spot whether you like it or not, and you're going to have to foul him, to stop him from doing so, and he's fine with getting sent to the line for free throws.
And that's the 5th team foul of the quarter for Crete, so it is free throws the duration of the first half here for Platteview as Truffles is able to sink the first. Second one here for Truffles. 55 seconds to go here in this first half. We just had a lot of action. You had the big run at the end of the first by Platteview. And now you're starting to see Crete claw their way back into it as Truffles goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Peening swings it over to his left to Braden Kent. Kent young, but good scoring ability off the bench for the Cardinals, 4.6 points per game. This is him here from the corner for 3, and he knocks it down.
Well, you're talking about it, too. Coming in as a sophomore, he's not afraid to take the big shot, not afraid to let it rip.
It's the 5th make from beyond the arc for the Cardinals in this first half, and it ties the game the first time since 7-7 back in the first quarter in the final 15 seconds of this first half. Owen Truffles is the go-to pick for who might take this shot. Drops it back to Ekwe. Vandestål going to have to put something up quick to steal in the corner. Awkward shot at the horn. No good. A putback effort off the mark by Truffles. And a bit of a wonky possession there for the Trojans to end the first half. And we end the first half how we started, tied, this time 25-all. Our halftime show, brought to you in part by RMV Construction, is next. We'll have highlights, a look at our schedule, as well as lots more here on NCN. You're watching High School Hoops, the final game of the regular season on News Channel Nebraska.
My name is Andrina, and his name is Asaya. I am an international student from Malawi. When I got here, I was in a relationship, and we found out that I was pregnant. So I chose life. And that's a really good thing in my life, because then God also did great things. And yeah, we're making it in life together.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Anything for the floor, Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
Whether we're talking 25 all the score as we welcome you into our RMV Construction halftime show here from Crete. Chase, let's break down this first half. The first quarter, first half of it at least, was back and forth. Nobody led by more than a bucket. Then the big 13-0 run by Platteview. And then you go to quarter number 2, and it's Crete who really took it to the Cardinals, to the Trojans, I should say, to get right back in the ballgame, outscored them by 10.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, basketball is a game of runs. Like you said, Platteview going on that big run at the end of the first, putting them up by about 10. And you look right there, you're like, oh, no, Crete might be falling behind. But then right as that second quarter hit, they slowed their offense down. They got into a pace, ran the rhythm on offense, found good looks behind the arc, started to settle in, and they went on the run by themselves. And somehow, how fitting, we ended up back tied at 25 with only 2 quarters to play.
Started the half tied at 0, ended tied at 25. One of the big storylines I see in this one is Carter Resney only has 4 points at the break, and he did not score in the second quarter. Now, in my opinion, there's 2 ways you can look at this, and my opinion's not worth much as the play-by-play announcer, but you look at other guys who contributed. Caleb Dish had 6. You had 3 apiece from 4 different players as well. I know Tony Siski loves to get Carter Resney a lot of buckets, but one of the things he's talked to us about and said throughout the season is he does want to see contributions from other guys. That's allowing other guys to do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a really good sign to see, at the end of the season, leading into postseason, is your bench players coming in off the bench and making a contribution to this game. I have a couple players for Crete came in and hit some big threes to make that run possible in the second quarter for the Cardinals. So that's a really good sight to see, and also it's good to have other contributions other than Resney and options.
Let's take a look at some stats in the first half. From beyond the arc, Platteview 2 of 6 from beyond the arc and 5 of 8 at the free throw line with 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers as well for the Cardinals. They were 5 of 13 from deep. Here's an interesting point. No free throw attempts for Crete in the first half.
Yeah, haven't got a lot of foul calls on their side for offense. For Platteview, they shot a pretty good amount, especially in the second quarter. That is a surprising stat to look at.
And here's a look at the NCN boys basketball rankings. And again, this is not wildcard points. This has nothing to do with how they're seeded coming up at districts. But you see Scott and Norris at the top. And then I think you see from 3 to about 10. Wahoo all the way through to Platteview. Very, very even. I think you could pick one out of the hat to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Omaha, Scott, and Norris, 2 powerhouses. But like you said, from 3 to 10, those are some hungry teams willing to do whatever it takes to, hold that trophy at the end of the season. So it's going to be a toss-up for Class B.
Again, Omaha, Scott, and Norris with that thriller in the semifinals last year. Scott wins at the buzzer, knocked off Scott's Bluff in the final. And I think a lot of people thought that Scott-Norris game was kind of a de facto state championship game with how high level that one played out to be. All right, let's take a look at our first half highlights brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As we've talked about a couple of times during our opening segment here on the RMV Construction Halftime Show, the first quarter belonged to Platteview. They outscored Crete 17-7. The second quarter belonged to Crete. They outscored Platteview 18-8. Fitting, Chase, that Carter Resney, leading scorer on the floor, opened it up with the first bucket of the game.
Yeah, you see a steal right there. Gets another layup right there. He's so good at turning his defense into offense and going down the court for easy layups.
And again, those were his only 2 buckets of the ball game. At 4 points at the break. Owen Truffles, though, with 10 points. That was his first of the ball game. And then you talked about guys knocking down big threes for Crete. Quinn Smith knocks down a triple from the corner.
Yeah, and I believe that was the first possession he got subbed into. And he just came in, made a big impact with that 3, started that second quarter run.
Back the other way for the Trojans, rather. Sam Steele answered with a 3-pointer on the other end, and then the steal. This is something you talked a lot about, is Platteview being able to get out and run, and Quinn Smith lays one up and in on a turnover on a stretch pass. And here's another with Sully Vandestol.
Absolutely. Vandestol has been in the passing lanes all night. I believe he has a couple steals, and he does such a good job with his ball vision, able to see down the court and find open man.
Tennyson Siski sat for a long time in that first quarter, but immediately checking back in the second, got an open look and made it.
Yeah, that's a good sight to see, too, after, sitting some of your players for the first quarter, coming back in, able to hit a shot right away, getting back in rhythm.
Quinn Smith with the answer from beyond the arc, and then Landry Kuntz, another guy that came in off the bench. Again, Resney only has 4 points, but that's opened up scoring opportunities for guys like Landry Kuntz as well as Braden Kent, who knocked down that 3.
Absolutely. They've been finding they have a lot of options on offense so far. They're getting comfortable. from behind the arc. The shots are following. Their percentages are getting better. And it's going to be an interesting second half. So I'm excited. We're
see
locked
what
in.
happens. It was a tale of two quarters there in the
was.
first half. Our halftime show is brought to you in part by RMV Construction. If you've got a construction project that needs built, RMV is the company you need to call. Tonight we're featuring the Nebraska Department of Transportation's brand new regional maintenance facility by RMV Construction. The NDOT has turned RMV Construction to build projects across the state in Kearney, Burwell, and McCook. From large facilities, offices, and building maintenance for the Nebraska Department of Transportation to projects that fit your needs, RMV Construction combines experience, reliability, and local pride to get the job done right. RMV Construction, with offices in Kearney and Lincoln, trusted, local, proven. Deadlocked at 25 at the break. Here's a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule on NCN as well. Pierce and Wayne coming up next Friday. That'll be a good one. And then you've got some college basketball, Southwest Minnesota State and Wayne State. And then look at that left side of the graphic there. Girls State, March 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's so close you can almost feel it.
It was just like yesterday. We were at December 4th. We were in Wilbur, Claytonia for the first game of the season. And now we're already looking at State. Man, time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies indeed. We will be at the Devaney Center on Wednesday and Thursday, Friday at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the semifinals. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Then it's halftime here on NCN. Follow us on social media at NCN Sports.
Our halftime show is proudly presented by RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction.
Our communities are built through stories of connection, hard work, and bright futures. You're committed to this place, and so are we. By supporting your dreams and by celebrating your stories, Bank of the Valley has grown alongside you through 40 years of going further together. We're building lasting relationships and a legacy of success. We're in this together, and together we go further.
Second half action has begun here at Crete High School, and it is the Cardinals, well, with the basketball. I was going to say going from left to right on your TV, and there you see it right there. Carter Resny goes from left to right, coast to coast for the first bucket of the second half.
Just like the start of the game, Resny got another steal, able to just run it down the court for an easy layup. That's exactly what happened in the first quarter.
Points 5 and 6 for Carter Resny, and now 2 turnovers in as many possessions to start the third quarter for Platteview. He's Chase Wilkinson. I'm Jake Bartecki on News Channel Nebraska. Going from right to left along your TV screen are Carter Resny and the Crete Cardinals in the white. And the Reds going from right to left, Levi Ekwe, Owen Truffles, and the 10th-ranked Platteview Trojans. Alexis Mora with his second make of the game, and he nods to the student section as he makes his way down the floor.
Yeah, Mora's starting to heat up. He had another 3 in the second quarter, able to start that run, and that's a good way to start off the third quarters with another big 3.
Just under 50% on the night from beyond the arc are the Cardinals, and Truffles up to a dozen points in the ball game.
He's so good from 10 feet out, able to get this hook shot. That's been money for him all night.
Averaging 19 points per game over his last 5 is Owen Truffles. Here's Mora, 3 on the last possession, and he dishes it down to Resny. Again, only 4 points in the first half, and good defense underneath by Levi Ekwe. Another talking point that we didn't really get to during halftime is Oliver Oglesby hasn't even had a shot attempt tonight for Crete. They have done a nice job on him, they being Platteview, of shutting down his looks.
Yeah, absolutely. He averages about 10.5 points a game. Hasn't got a good look yet, and that's because Ekwe and him are just battling down there. You see him at the bottom of your screen on the left. They are constantly battling each other every possession.
Why not? Truffle straight away missed it off the front iron. It's not been a banner night shooting the 3 for Platteview. They're 2 of 7. Hasn't necessarily been the game plan either. Oglesby, hot pass back to Moore. Looking to do it again. He left this one short. And catching the rebound in stride is Steele. Throws it up the floor. Smith lays it up and in. And it's a 1-point game.
That's what Plattview's so good at, is when they get the rebound, their guards leak out and try to get a fast break score, and you saw it right there.
Mora maybe a heat check there, missed it, but the offensive rebound collected by Paxton Stone, and that one up and good. Carter Resney with his first three-point make of the night, and he might be getting it going at the right time.
Yeah, he's getting comfortable now. He's settled in, making a couple big shots. You saw the steal and the layup to start off the third quarter, now with a big three-pointer.
9 points in the ball game, 5 here in the third quarter for Carter Resney, who averages 21.2 points per game on the season. 33-27 the score here at Crete High School. 5:33 to go in this third quarter. Been surprised by the pace at all here, Chase?
Absolutely not. Both these teams are kind of running gun-style offenses, running quick down the court, especially after a miss or a turnover. They like to get out and transition.
Back up the floor for the Cardinals is Resney. Resney passes one left side. Down in the corner with it is Siski. Thought about the three. Here's somebody who's had no hesitation from beyond the arc. It's Mora who dropped it off to Oglesby, and I don't think Oglesby was expecting the pass, and that leads to an easy bucket in transition for Quinn Smith, who's now up to 9 points in the game, and I think 3 of his field goal makes, Chase, have come in transition, and Tony Siski's going to call a timeout.
Absolutely. Smith just does such a good job of leaking out early. You know, some would call it cherry picking, but that's just taking advantage of getting the rebound right away, securing it, and then finding him down the court. See, he leaks right away. No one's there. See, Crete's a little late to the transition, and it's an easy right-hand layup for him.
Perfect.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Schaefer's, we're more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options.
And a bad 10th turnover to start the third off the timeout, and then Owen Truffles with the shooter's touch. Chase Wilkinson, walk us through it.
Well, you see an inbound steal right away, and then he just handed off to Truffles, let him do his thing. You have to foul him, but you can't let him get the shot up, because 9 times out of 10, it's going back in. So he has a chance for 3 right here.
The foul was on Alex Mora. That is his first of the ball game. And that's the go-ahead bucket. And now Truffles, a free throw shooter of 64%, with a chance to make this a 3-point game, and he can't do it. He is 2 for 5 at the free throw line tonight, is Owen Truffles. Why not? Driving in, leaving it short, might have taken an extra step, did Braden Kent. And now Steele brings it back up the floor and dishes it off to Truffles. Quinn Smith to Truffles.
Right back to him.
Finds Ekwe. First field goal of the night for the 6'8 center.
Good play there by Truffles. Able to find a cutting Ekwe to the basket. Great cut by Ekwe, and that's an easy left-hand layup. And they're starting to get in rhythm for Platteview.
He had a quiet night against DC West in Plattview's last time out. Had just 5 points in a 10-point comeback win. Here's a 3 on the way for Kent. Missed it back iron, and Ekwe tracks it down in the corner.
You see Platteview coming out in their zone, allowing some people to take some deep three-pointers, and they're okay with, allowing some of those deep threes. You see a turnover right there.
Quinn Smith with the cut to the basket was not on the same page for the pass from Sully Vandestol. Our third quarter tonight is brought to you in part by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Talk about something that's been a pain for both sides tonight, Chase. That's turnovers, 11 for Platteview, 10 for Crete, both of which you average 10 a game.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to see that number rising throughout the game, and that's something you definitely want to clean up going into the postseason.
Not a bad look for Benish. Couldn't hit the 3. Steele drops it down to Ekwe off a pass from Vandestol. Ekwe with the turnaround move on Oglesby, and they caught a foul on 25 and White.
That's just a physical matchup. You kind of expected that. Every time Ekwe gets the ball down in the paint, he's going to have Oglesby right behind him, doing whatever he can for that shot not to go in, and if that has to foul, so be it.
Akwe will go to the line where he's 2 for 2 this evening, and he left that one well short. Levi Akwe beginning to get a couple of offers from the college basketball level. Again, he is a senior, and Coach Brad Schliemann says he pitches to the college coaches about he's going to be so much better at the age of 20 or 21 than he is at 18, simply because he's gotten so much better over the course of his career. And I think if you watch basketball a lot, you see the potential that he has.
Oh, 100%. You can definitely tell he's got potential. He's just, every game he's getting better and progressing, trending up. And, if he gets to the collegiate level, he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
He's got 2 double-doubles on the season, those coming against Beatrice and Milford. And that jump shot up and good. Dish now up to 8 points in the ball game, closing in on a season high.
That was just a really easy, mid-range shot there from Dish. Kind of surprised he was left wide open.
Here's Akwe with a turnaround move on the mismatch against Kuntz. He put it up and in.
And that's where the length comes into play. The 6'8" frame, able to just get that right-hand hook shot up and in.
Driving right down the lane was Peening, who dished it out to Benish. He's had a couple of looks, and he finally knocks one down to make it a 2-point game.
That had to feel good for Benish, able to get the three-pointer to go and bringing him back in within 2, making it a one-possession ball game right now.
First points of the game for Carter Benish, who enters off a 3-point effort against Lincoln Northwest, so he matches that total with that make, and now a foul on the other end. We get a look at it here on our BCH Meade Lumber instant replay.
Yeah, you see Kuntz fighting with Akwe, trying to get position. And that's a tough task to do.
Again, you got to think Oliver Oglesby only has 2 fouls in the ball game, but Tony Siski probably wants to give him a bit of a breather, but also make sure he's good to go late in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like you said with this game, you want to go into the postseason with, your team fully healthy. So you kind of have to sacrifice some minutes for some players just to make sure the safety and healthy of the players.
Akwe didn't have his best dribble there. Dribbled it off his right foot and turned it over for the 12th time tonight for Platteview. Benish made the 3 in the last possession. Hook shot for 2 off the window on this possession, and we're tied.
little Euro step right there. Worked out to really well. That's going to be his 5th point of the ball game.
And a 3rd consecutive turnover for Platteview. Back the other way, a 3-on-2. 3 from the corner. Brooks Peening couldn't get the shot to go, and Akwe has trouble with the rebound, but flips it to Truffles to clear.
Tell you what, if he would have made that, this gym might have came tumbling down. Everyone was sighing, getting ready for that 3-pointer to drop.
And a stall to Truffles. Got a step on the defender, and he lays it up and in, and a timeout called by Brad Schliemann. 1:23 to go in the 3rd. Back and forth we go in Saline County. It's the Trojans by 2 on NCN.
Dazzling performances and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Get behind the wheel of America's favorite truck with incredible offers available now at Woodhouse Ford. Lease the F-150 for $389 a month or save up to $15,000 off MSRP. Shop in-store or online today.
16 points for Owen Truffles to lead all scorers here in Crete, and it is a 2-point lead for the Trojans. Who's had the upper hand here in the 3rd, you think, Chase?
Absolutely, Platteview, I'd have to say. Other than these turnovers, Crete's doing a good job of hanging right with them, but also it's just been the Truffles show this 3rd quarter. He's finding his way, finding his groove, getting to his position, and just taking care of business.
Plattview's had a season of runs. Started the year 0-2. Went on to win 7 in a row and then lost 5 in a row. And they're starting to find their footing again here. Again, came from behind to knock off DC West in their last time out. Cross-court pass that's deflected by Benish. And they'll say last touch by... Oh, boy, they're going to call this against Platteview. They'll say Will Osborne grabbed it on his way out of bounds. Brad Schliemann not with much of an argument. But I don't think Will Osborne likes that call. Here we get another look at it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's tough to tell from that angle, but it actually makes me think it might have been on Osborne. I don't know, though. Well, either way, it's the 15th turnover of the game for the Trojans here in the final game of the regular season, and we've got the final half a minute here in the third quarter. Benish swings it left. Peening left it short, and Truffles grabs the rebound.
Yeah, and they're going to hold out here the last 24 seconds or so. Slow it down, get the shot that they want to.
Well, Chase, we're coming up on the final 15 seconds of this third quarter. We talked about it a lot. Would these two teams take this game strongly and seriously, given that district points are in the books? I think the answer's been yes.
Absolutely. This third quarter has been very physical if you haven't seen for yourself.
Sully Vandestall with a final shot of the third, and now a heave down the floor is well short. And that brings us to the end of the first 24 minutes. Don't go anywhere. It's a one-score game. Platteview by a pair, 42-40 over the Cardinals. The fourth quarter is next.
At Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Looking for a touchdown on the road? Pull into Speedy Mart off I-80 between Grand Island and Lincoln. Open 24 hours. With several food choices, plenty of tables to sit and dine, hot breakfast options, Chester's Chicken, and Godfather's Pizza, you'll always score big. With free semi-parking, multi-stall restrooms, and showers to refresh. For fuel, food, and friendly service, Speedy Mart is always a win.
What a game it's been on the final night of the regular season in the Cornhusker State. Class B action between Platteview and Crete. And there's a look at the Platteview bench, hoping to protect a 2-point lead as they lead at 42-40. He's Chase Wilkinson. I'm Jake Bartecki. Chase, keys to the fourth quarter for both sides.
Well, definitely turnovers is something we have to talk about. There's been plenty of turnovers for both teams. Want to take care of the basketball and just run through your offense and don't have to shoot the first option. Go through a couple options right there, unless you hit a wide open three like that.
Dish knocks it down. He's got a season-high 11 points in the ball game, as it's three-point make number 8 on the night for the Cardinals, who go back in front to start the fourth. Looking to answer. Vandestall doesn't get the shot to go. Ekwe can't handle the rebound. It's loose. There's a wrestling match for it. At the top of the key, it's still loose. And it'll roll out of bounds here, and this is going the way of Platteview, says the official on the far side.
That was absolute chaos. Looks like no one had real possession of that basketball. Bodies flying all over the court. No one really grabbed it.
Slippery ball here to start the fourth quarter. Sam Steele. He's had a nice night shooting the basketball. Knocked down a three, looking to find a couple more points here in the fourth as Osborne can't connect. Getting out to run is Resney. Resney, what a pass to Dish. He lays it up and in. One of the best punch passes you'll ever see. And the Cardinals have taken a 5-point lead.
Wow. That was a heck of a pass. It doesn't get much better than that.
45-42, a 3-point lead for the Cardinals. And a beautiful dish to dish. Top of the key. Owen Truffles with 16 points this evening. Floats one away from just inside the free throw line. Can't hit, and the rebound by Resney.
That was pretty good defense there on Trollfolds by Peening.
Dish looking for more. Missed that one, back iron, and Oliver Oglesby. There's his 100th attempt of the season, and he's blocked. Crete's able to maintain the possession, but it gets deflected out of bounds. We'll have 27 seconds to work on the shot clock as here comes Quinn Smith back into the game here for Platteview.
Both teams coming right out of the end of the quarters. They love to start off the first 2 minutes going super fast and trying to get some fast break points, trying to run their offense as quick as possible. And then you'll see them start to slow down about midway through each quarter.
Brooks Peening swings one left to Landry Coots. Good safety, wide receiver in football for the Cardinals. The extended block, dishes it back to Dish for three. That one's short. Crete 8 of 24 tonight from deep. Steele, he's unable to hit. Platteview 3 of 8 from deep. Up the floor, Resny, shake and bake in the lane, and he overshot the pass inside, looking for Peening. And back in transition, out to run is Quinn Smith. That's been his bread and butter all night. It's been the Trojans' bread and butter all night, scoring off of turnovers, and they cut the lead down to just one. 45-44 in favor of Crete. Timeout with 5:35 to go here in the fourth.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Crete Public Schools, College Heights Country Club in Crete, and by Bank of the Valley. Visit one of their locations or check them out online at bankofthevalley.com.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
45-44, the Cardinals with the advantage as we go back and forth here to begin this fourth quarter. What a game it's been for Caleb Dish so far tonight, Chase. He has really come alive. He's got 13 in the game, season high, strong outing.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming off the bench, too. The sophomore has, if he needed to fill some shoes, they have been filled and then some. He went above and beyond for this Crete team so far tonight, and it doesn't look like he's going to slow down anytime soon.
Crete will bring it up the floor here, protecting a 1-point lead. They started the fourth down by 2, and Oglesby, his 101st shot attempt of the season, is up and good.
That's got to feel good for Oglesby. His first bucket of the night. Hasn't had many opportunities with Ekwe guarding him, so that's got to feel good.
Ball loose, and Benish takes it away off a Platteview giveaway. Gives it back up to Resny as we come up on 5 minutes remaining in regulation. Landry Kuntz to Benish. Deep three. Nothing but nylon. And there is a whistle after the play. The shot is up and good. A push-off foul against the Trojans, I believe. And they caught 44 in red. That's Levi Ekwe with his first. I think everybody held their breath there when they heard the whistle on the three-point shot.
Yeah, not a lot of celebration out of there. They're trying to quiet it back down to see where the foul was. But that's a big shot there. Able to extend the lead to 6. Coming up inside 5 minutes to play.
Benish with his second triple of the ball game, and it puts Crete up by 6, as Chase mentioned, and that is their largest lead of the second half. Sully Vandestall to Ekwe at the top of the key. He did attempt a three earlier tonight, passes on it here. And a foul against the Trojans away from the basketball. Will Osborne with his first of the game. An offensive foul that gives the possession back to the Cardinals, up by 6.
Yeah, it looks like Osborne did not agree with that call. Guarded by Resny.
Resny brings it across the timeline. Top of the key as he played catch with Peening. Benish, why not? Knocks down another. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it, Chase Wilkinson.
And he's on fire right now. Back-to-back three-pointers. He's finding his groove from behind the arc. And that's definitely someone you want to keep an eye on if you're Platteview.
10th three-point make of the night for Crete. That one left short, and Oglesby secures the rebound. The throw up floor. What a pass, what a finish. A baseline floater with 2 hands by Brooks Peening. And it's a Cardinal onslaught here in the fourth. 55-44, timeout Platteview.
What a run there by Crete. Extending the lead to 11 in the blink of an eye. Wow.
Basketball is a game of runs. Resny gets out to run. A beautiful alley-oop pass to number 0. And the Cardinals lead by 11. We'll step aside.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
My name is Autumn Murphy. I'm from Spalding, Nebraska. God is always there for you no matter what. When I was about 5 years old, I fell down the stairs and I broke my arm. I've broke my arm 9 times since then, and I feel like God has really helped me get through that. And I just had a total reconstructive elbow transplant from a donor, and God had a perfect match for me. It's just something I'm really grateful for.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
The student section having a good time, especially here in this fourth quarter, Chase. Platteview has not scored in the frame. They've been outscored 15-zip here in the fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been kind of ice cold on offense, but you also got to credit Crete. They've been playing really solid defense, in this fourth quarter. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do, inside 4 minutes left. Got to get a bucket quick.
Yeah, running out of possessions are the Trojans, and passing on the three-point look was Will Osborne, who goes back to Quinn Smith. Got to get it inside or got to take a three here, and the open look for Smith comes from the corner, and he missed it, and Oglesby with a big-time rebound for Crete.
Yeah, Oglesby with a big rebound, like you said, going up against 2 defenders from Platteview.
Resny with it against Vandestol. 3:20 to go in regulation. This has really been a seesaw affair. Oglesby with the jam.
Holy cow. I don't know where that came from, but you can't leave Oglesby unattended right in front of the rim because he'll do that.
Brad Schleman said the number one thing that stood out on film about Oliver Oglesby is he tries to dunk everything, and that rim might still be rattling a bit.
Absolutely. It's still shaking.
Our fourth quarter is brought to you in part, our post-game show that's coming up after this one is over is brought to you in part by Custom Sports. We'll have interviews, we'll have analysis, and we'll have highlights and a 3 up and good there for Truffles, who's up to 19.
That was a good shot there by Truffles. Pretty good defense, too, from Crete, just able to get it over and in, and that was a bucket that was well needed for Platteview.
Resny with the lead pass to Oglesby. Wins the battle on Ekway. Oglesby coming alive here in the fourth, and it's a 59-47 advantage. Let's keep it here for this timeout, Chase. 2:38 to go in the ball game. What has changed and gone so right for Crete here in the fourth quarter?
I mean, Crete just taking advantage of, what Plattview's given them. A couple turnovers and a couple of big stops goes a long way because Crete can turn their defense into offense very quick, and you saw it there. A couple big buckets, the three-pointers, from Benish. I mean, it all just kind of rolled into one, and the momentum just skyrocketed for the Cardinals.
They lead by a dozen, 59-47. So far in this fourth quarter, they have outscored Platteview 16-3. We've talked about the first quarter, Platteview 17-7. The second quarter, Crete 18-8. 1 point differential in the third. Platteview scored 16, Crete scored 15. This has been clear cut. It has been all Crete here in the fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. They came alive in the fourth quarter, and, if you're not going to do it in the first 3, at least you're going to do it in the fourth quarter and grow a huge lead like this.
Sully Vandestol bring it up the floor. Second leading scorer for the Cardinals, a second-team All-Trailblazer Conference player as well a year ago. Truffles, sidestep 3. Missed that one badly, and the rebound by Kuntz. And he throws it up floor to Carter Resny. Resny down to Benish. Benish rejected by Ekway. And getting out to run a bit here is Platteview. And dribbling it off his foot out of bounds up the floor is Benish. And another costly 18th turnover for Platteview.
Yeah, costly indeed. Get the stop, get the block from Ekway. Smith trying to go one-on-one, and he looks like he kicks it out on his own foot. And that's a big turnover there.
Crete staring down their 16th win of the season. And again, Plattview's the team that's ranked out of these two. Platteview ranked 10th, 14-8 on the year. Foul up the floor here against Dish against, I believe they caught that on Vandestol, guarding Dish for Platteview. Our player of the game interview will be brought to you in part by Nebraska Orthopedic Center. We'll have both player and coach interviews as Benish does it again from deep. He has been out of his mind here in the second half. 14 points, And guess what? The Crete lead is up to 15 at 62-47.
Benish came alive and came ready to play here in the fourth, making most of his points here from behind the arc.
Ball loose, picked up by Resny after a deflection on Oglesby and a foul up floor. And with 100 seconds to go, all that's left is to drain out the clock for Crete.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Crete, there's nothing you want to do more than to take your time on offense. I know it's fun to score all these points, but right now you definitely want to take your time, use up that shot clock, and just get out of here with a win.
Truffles with his first foul. Fouls to give both ways here. That was the third team foul of the quarter for the Trojans. Crete only has one. Likely won't have to worry about that at all. Up 15 here with 1:40 to go. Resny brings it up across the timeline. Spins away from Sam Steele. Dishes one back to his right to Oglesby. An impressive showing here on a special night, senior night, for the 5 starters for Crete. Oglesby, back top of the key, Peening from deep. Left that one short. Dish had the putback. I think he was surprised he was as open as he was. And ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Crete with 1:12 to go. I think that was the right call.
Yeah, I agree, too. Good effort going out of bounds trying to get that ball. And it's going to retain Crete ball. You're going to see some substitutions come in for Platteview. Get their bench players in. Make sure their starters are healthy. Come sub-districts.
Crete is set to improve to 16-7. Platteview will fall to 14-9. The Cardinals will take on Wayne coming up on Thursday in districts. Dish inside, Resny puts it up and in. It's been a quiet night for Carter Resny, but he does find double figures. And he does that for 21st time this season.
Also, Resny's just done a great job all night of just being a playmaker and facilitator. He's finding his open guys, open teammates, and trusting them to make that shot.
And a substitution timeout here as Tony Siski is going to empty the bench. Up 64-49 with 46.7 seconds to go. Chase, what can a win like this do for the Cardinals heading to the postseason?
Well, it's a big momentum swing, too. You know, we talked about how Platteview was ranked number 10 in Class B. They were right on the cusp of that top 10, and Crete was right behind him at number 12. But this was a big test, you know, going into sub-districts to be where your momentum is as a team. Is everything a well-oiled machine? Is offense, your plays running right? I mean, this was a big momentum swing, and this is something they could use and could be a big force for sub-districts.
Ball loose and picked up and taken away by the Trojans. Shea drives in, couldn't get the shot to go. And now with the shot clock turned off for the duration, Crete will dribble us out after an inbound most likely. Cardinals won by 20 their last time out. They're going to beat a ranked team here by double figures as well on the final night of the regular season. To the top of the key with the basketball. Cardinals pass one left. This is Keaton Drager with it. 12 seconds on the clock. 3 up. Underwood can't hit. And the rebound secured by the Trojans, and a late foul by Crete with 7.7 on the clock.
You can tell Underwood wanted that deep three-pointer.
Yep. And there's the salute to the seniors. Again, the starting 5, all seniors for Tony Siski this season. 6 seconds to go. Platteview brings it up the floor. Driving to the basket, shot at the horn is up, no good, out of the hands of the Trojan up the floor, and the horn sounds. 64-49, the Cardinals knock off Platteview at home. They defend home court, and Chase, they end the season on a high note.
Absolutely, and it's always such a good feeling to win on senior night, too. Your last home game before postseason starts, and they had a quality win against a very quality team.
We'll talk with head coach Tony Siski and our player of the game after this.
Beatrice Community Hospital is proud to serve Beatrice and the surrounding area for over 100 years. We provide quality care with small-town hospitality. Our services include family medicine, OBGYNs, robotic surgery, diagnostic imaging, and more. We're excited to grow our services, including a new medical clinic building in the community of Wymore. We're proud to be a top 20 rural hospital. And thank you for trusting us to care for you and your family. Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Behind every switch you flip, innovation is at work. NPPD is using advanced technology to generate and deliver the reliable energy you have come to expect. Like AI-driven platforms to optimize energy generation, drones for infrastructure inspection, advanced metering for faster outage detection, and helping advance carbon capture and sequestration technologies. It's not just electricity we are delivering, it's innovation, powering the state, empowering your life. Nebraska Public Power District.
It all starts at Big Red Motorsports in O'Neill, a side-by-side built to work with you on the farm or the ranch. A trusted partner when you're out hunting. And the adventurous speed to feel the thrill when it's time to play. Work hard, ride hard, play hard. Big Red Motorsports in O'Neill, powering your passion every step of the way.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, it fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
Ending the season on a high note are the Crete Cardinals' 64-49 win over the 10th-ranked Platteview Trojans. We're joined now by winning head coach Tony Siski. Coach, what did it take to get this one done? It seemed like it was such a game of runs.
Yeah, we were sloppy early. They came out in the diamond and won, and we expected something like that, but it's still tough to simulate, especially with their length. We turned the ball over, gave them too many easy runouts, and then we weren't getting back even on our misses. And so it started just transition defense, getting our defense set, and then we had to be in more of attack mode offensively, and we were in the second quarter on.
Carter Resney only has 4 points at the half. He didn't have his, loudest night of the season. Usually he's somebody that you're seeing put up 20 points a game, put up, double figures, but you guys got a lot of contributions from other guys. If it was Carter Benish or Caleb Dish, how valuable is that at this time of the year?
Very, and Carter gets a lot of attention, and rightfully so, and they're diamond one on him, and they're just making it tough, and other guys are going to have to step up, and they're capable, and luckily they did.
Well, obviously the wild card points wrapped up on Wednesday, and so this one really didn't count in terms of districts next season. What was your message to your group about making sure they still took this one as seriously as they would a game in the postseason?
Well, you always want to compete. You only get so many opportunities for our seniors. This was their last regular season game, so send them out on a high note, and plus you want to go into the postseason playing well, and I think this was a step in the right direction for us.
Well, our player of the game tonight is Carter Benish, 14 points, knocked down 4 three-pointers. Coach, I want to ask you, before we bring him over, I want to get your thoughts on that performance, because like we talked about, having guys like him step up, it's a big thing for you guys late in the year.
We see it every day in practice, and I'm not kidding. He shoots like that in practice, and it's just a matter of time before he had a game like this. He had a couple early, but he's more than capable shooter. And then what I liked, he's very active defensively, and he's long and instinctive, and he got his hands on some passes tonight.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Good luck in the postseason to Tony Siski and the Cardinals. But before we let him go, let's bring in our player of the game, Carter Benish. Carter, 14 points, a season high for you, 4 3-point makes. What was working? Because all of it came in the second. Yeah, let's bring everybody in. Why not? Why not, right? Last game of the season, you get a win. Let's have the whole group come in. What worked in that second half for you?
Just having my teammates and coaches believe in me. My teammates finding me open the good looks and, just working hard.
Well, I want to have you brag on yourself a little bit. Obviously, Carter Resney gets a lot of attention, 21 points per game this season. Student section's chanting your name. But for you to have a game like this late in the year, how great did it feel, and how helpful is it to your group when they have guys like you step up at this point in the season?
Yeah, it feels great, Couldn't have our seniors go off on a loss, What was the other question?
Oh, just how great does it feel to have a game like this? Obviously he's coming off the bench, big second half that helped you guys get the win.
It's very motivating. You don't see many bench players coming off and doing this, so it feels great.
Well, what did this senior group, these 5 seniors, mean to you guys this season?
They mean a whole lot to me. Resney obviously a big part of it, you know. We've worked all summer, and obviously Oliver, you know, finding me open looks and stuff like that.
Well, Carter, congratulations on the win. Guys, best of luck in the postseason. The Cardinals win it tonight at home.
The postgame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at customsportsco.com.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
They're back, and so are the President's Day savings at Schaefer's. Celebrate with deals on top brand appliances like Maytag, Whirlpool, and KitchenAid. From sea to shining sea, Schaefer's is the place to be. Savings is the word on all quiet KitchenAid dishwashers, loaded with features like Pro Dry for a quiet clean. Now with free installation on select models after rebate. Head on into Schaefer's for President's Day savings going on now. 48th and R. Lincoln.
Safe and sound, back up in the booth. Jake Bartecki here with Chase Wilkinson on our postgame show, wrapping things up. 64-49, the final. Crete knocks off Platteview. Chase, obviously you can see this is, I mean, we highlighted it a lot. District points are over.
Right.
How were these two teams going to come out tonight? What was the pace going to be? What was the strategy going to be from the coaches about how much they were going to play their key players? I think you just saw how much it meant to Crete and the fans tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, just a really quality win for Crete against a very talented Platteview team. You know, both teams came out, you know, running guns super fast, moving up down the floor, turned the ball over a lot. But eventually in the third and fourth quarter, Crete just settled in really well, found their rhythm, found their shooting from behind the arc, and that's what basically got them on the run and got them the win.
64-49, the final once again. Carter Benish with a big game tonight for the Cardinals. He picks up a season and career high with 14 points, beating his previous best of 12. He had done that twice this season, but he bested that by 2 here tonight. Let's take a look at our highlights. There are no shortage of highlights from this game, and it was close down to about the very final quarter. Jersey night, what would you say your favorite jersey?
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. I got to go with the guy right next to him, the Boston Bruins sweater. I'm a hockey fan. That's the one I go with. All right,
They're 1 and 2.
There you go. Crete comes into this one 15-7, Platteview 14-8. Let's see how this one shook out. Owen Truffles, middle of the lane. He had a good night tonight. Led all scorers in the ballgame with 19. Got Platteview on the board early. And then you saw the three-point shooting. Platteview didn't take many threes tonight, but good percentage, kind of right around where they shoot it at 3 of 10 tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't shoot a lot of threes, but they like to get most of their shots inside in the interior paint.
Tennyson Siskey had to sit for a majority of the first quarter, but he came back in late in the frame and knocked down a 3. We head to the second quarter here. Quinn Smith from the right wing.
Yeah, Quinn Smith saw a three-pointer there, but he also does a really good job of moving in transition and getting down the court.
We saw a barrage of three-pointers in that second quarter, especially from guys off the bench. Landry Kuntz is one of those. So was Braden Kent from the corner, knocks down a 3. And we talked about it with Tony Siskey, seeing those guys that come off the bench, the non-Carter Resney score. It's a big deal for the Cardinals.
Absolutely, and it's a really good option that you now have leading into the postseason is now I have people that can come off the bench, get right in the game, and make a big impact.
One of those was Alexis Morrow. He was in the previous play there, knocked down the 3, and then you see another beautiful hook shot from Truffles. And that was kind of the bread and butter when Platteview was rolling, was getting guys out running Quinn Smith off turnovers. But Carter Resney, he began to take over and find his footing in the second half. 13 in the game, 4 at the half, but you saw it in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely, and he did such a good job of finding open teammates, you know, kind of facilitating and getting the right look.
And there is our player of the game, Carter Benish, knocked down the three. You saw the stoppage there. There was a foul underneath. Benish, next possession, does it again. Tony Siski said it. A game like this had been brewing for a while, and then one of the best passes you'll see this season, Resney with a dot down low to Brooks Peening.
Yeah, you see Resney right there, just able to get a little alley-oop to a wide-open cutter.
That was a vicious dunk by Oliver Oglesby. He surpassed 100 shot attempts tonight, and it all helps the Cardinals to a 64-49 win. With the win, the Cardinals improved to 16-7. With the loss, the Trojans, ranked 10th in our NCN rankings, fall to 14-9. All right, let's wrap things up, but before we do that, let's take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule on News Channel Nebraska. Pierce and Wayne. Next Friday, some high school hoops coming up, and then you've got Southwest Minnesota State and Wayne State, some college hoops the next day. That Pierce-Wayne game at 7:20 Central Time, and then the next afternoon you get Southwest Minnesota and Wayne State, and then look at that, Chase, those bottom three quadrants there, state basketball.
Yeah, it's coming up quick. You know, we talked about it, how this basketball season just flew by, but, you know, the state tournament, it's always an exciting time of the year, and I'm sure it's going to be packed full of action.
Wire-to-wire coverage from just before 9 a.m. all the way till games are done on Wednesday and Thursday at the Devaney Center, and then on Friday, same deal over at Pinnacle Bank Arena. If you want to know more about where we'll be, what state games we'll be doing, or just what's going on in sports in Nebraska, check us out on social media. You'll have lots of information, again, about our broadcast schedules, high school sports, the Huskers, the Doane Tigers, all the college sports around Nebraska. NCN Sports Now, the handle on Facebook, at NCN Sports on X and Instagram, and NCN Sports Now on YouTube. Well, Chase, final thoughts before we sign off here from Crete.
Well, it was just a quality win for Crete, and it's always a good thing to win on senior night. But it's also a big confidence booster leading into the postseason for the Cardinals.
They send their starting five, all seniors, out with a win. 64-49, the Cardinals knock off the Trojans in the final game of the regular season. For Chase Wilkinson and our entire News Channel Nebraska crew here in Saline County, I'm Jake Bartecki saying so long.